Let's talk about the one measurement that I use for figure drawing. The measurement that I use, it has everything to do with the midpoint on the front of the figure and also on the back of the figure. When I say midpoint, it means that the distance from the top of the head to the midpoint is equivalent to the distance from the midpoint down to the foot. I would classify this way of measuring in figure drawing, it's an approximation, but that's what everything is in figure drawing. You're always approximating, well, I think it's around here, the torso. Whenever I'm doing a figure drawing, it's basically a series of approximations that get changed and tweaked many, many times before I settle into the drawing. You have to learn how to recognize the midpoint on the front of the figure and also on the back. It's a little bit confusing because the one on the front is a bone and it's called the symphysis pubic. Oh wait, symphysis pubic bone. No, symphysis pubis, which is the pubic bone. That's what it is. But then on the back of the figure, it's not really on the sacrum, which is this bone up here. I just put it there because that was the easiest to show. The midpoint on the back is halfway up the crease of the backside. You have to understand structurally where the symphysis pubis is located, but you also have to be able to identify it on a figure. On a male figure, the symphysis pubis is right above the genitalia. Same thing with a female figure. You have the symphysis pubis here and then the female genitalia. The midpoint on the back, it's a little bit trickier because I find that on a back, things are more difficult because on the front of a figure, you've got all these things here as landmarks. You've got the pectoralis major, you've got the abdominal muscles. There's just more stuff that you can draw on the front of a figure. But on the back of the figure, a lot of backs don't look like there's much happening at all. It depends on the model. The back is like this Bermuda Triangle where you don't really know exactly where things are. It's hard to find certain things even if you know exactly where they are. The biggest landmark that you'll have on the back is the scapula bones. But the issue becomes when we get down here. It gets really confusing, this area that's in between. I drew on top of this model, you can see there are these two dots. Those two dots are the posterior superior iliac spine. Here on this pelvis, you can see that these are the two dots that become the posterior superior iliac spine. I also call them the PSIS. This forms something called the sacral triangle. Sacral because this is the sacrum. This is basically connect the dots. I mean, that's what pretty much all of anatomy is. We have the PSIS, the two dots at the top. Typically, they look like dimples on somebody's back. And then we have the top of the crease of the backside. You connect all of those three things and you end up with something called the sacral triangle. If you know where the top of the crease of the backside is, then you will know, okay, that is halfway up. And that's how you find the midpoint on the back of the figure. And I know that some of you are going to tell me, well, hang on a second, that really doesn't work as a measurement if you have a reclining pose, if you have a seated pose. Yes, that's absolutely true. That's why for people who are just getting started with figure drawing, I always recommend that you do two things. You always draw the entire figure, don't crop out any part of it, and that you stick to standing poses. Because standing poses are where all of the musculature and the bones are extremely visible. Once you have a figure that's sitting down or reclining, inevitably you're going to have a leg that's in front of the pelvis, and it just makes it a lot harder to see those connections. Now in a standing pose, it's so much easier because just everything is so visible. That's not to say that you should avoid drawing a seated or reclining pose, but that if you really want to understand the anatomical structure of how things work, you really need to get in and work with poses where you really can see things. A lot of the issue that people have with anatomy is certain things are missing, and it really makes it difficult to connect things together. On a standing pose, you're not going to have that problem. Everything is just so visible. I want to remind you that the point of figure drawing, in my opinion, it is not accuracy, it is not precision. In fact, some of my favorite figure drawings are not precise at all. A lot of people will tell me, well, I really want to be able to draw a figure so it's got the correct proportions. But the issue with that approach is that you prioritize proportion and accuracy so far above everything else that it becomes a problem. Because if proportions and accuracy are the only things that you really care about, that's at the expense of so many other parts of drawing the figure. Figure drawing is about capturing the personality, creating a sense of three-dimensional volume with shading, understanding the shadows and the highlights. When you factor in all of those different things, you start to realize that proportions and accuracy, they're just a tiny, tiny piece of figure drawing, and that other things actually become more important. That's why I really like this measurement, because you can eyeball it really quickly and say, oh yeah, it's about this. And sure, it may not be totally accurate when you look at that midpoint, but you're getting an approximation.